We heard Chad Kelly, Dave. Now we're going to see him on the field. And the last time we saw Chad Kelly on the field was the East Final. And on top of this serious situation, many had already judged his play in a pivotal game because he threw 4 interceptions against the Montreal Alouettes, his worst performance as an Argo. Ryan Dinwiddie has now named Chad Kelly his starter on Thursday against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. What do you expect to see out of him on the field?
Well, I think Chad Kelly has a better chance of being successful returning to his team with 1 week of practice than Nathan Rourke did, say, on Sunday night against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Nathan Rourke had been in 4 different playbooks in the last 4 months, 3 of them in another league. And I know Ryan Dinwiddie said that watching that gave him some pause about whether or not to start Chad, but I think there's some reasons why Chad Kelly can be more successful than Nathan Rourke was. One, he hasn't been completely removed from his team in terms of communication with coaches, with teammates, those kinds of things. He's had the playbook since the offseason. The offense hasn't changed dramatically. The offensive coaching staff is the same. Most of the offensive personnel. So those are all things that Nathan Rourke did not enjoy going into his game on Sunday night. So I think the odds are a little better stacked in Chad Kelly's favor.
You've been a part of this process and spoken to all the people, many of those, I should say, involved for a long time now. So let's split this one up in 2. What we're expecting to see out of Chad Kelly and how he can handle on the field first, because he's going to be facing 2 strong defensive minds in the CFL. He's going to face Corey Mace, who is Saskatchewan's head coach, who was Toronto's defensive coordinator for the last couple of seasons and knows what buttons to push with Chad Kelly. And then he's going to face Chris Jones, who is now the special defensive assistant for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So how is he going to handle that pressure on the field?
Well, I think it's important for Chad Kelly to not play hero football, coming out of the gate here. And look, he hasn't played football since last November. You know how anxious he is to come back and show what he can do. But this Argonaut team has kept its head above water without great play at the quarterback position. They've done it with defense and special teams. I think all Chad Kelly needs to do is try and elevate the quarterback play that they've received over the first half of the season, play his best football, but not necessarily be bombing the ball all over the field and trying to show people that he's back. Play within himself, give the Argonauts steady play at quarterback. That's really all they need, and he can take it a week at a time from there.
It might be a challenge to play within himself for what he will experience off the field. They are expecting a big crowd at BMO Field, and there are many fans on social media, it doesn't take long to find them, who are not happy that Chad Kelly is playing again for the Toronto Argonauts, and that includes some Argos fans. And then after Thursday's game, next Monday is Labor Day Monday, and irrespective of Hamilton's poor record, there are Ticats fans, and there'll be nearly 25,000 of them, who will be ready for Chad Kelly and will share their opinions, because Ticat fans do that anyway, but this will be a particular circumstance. How is he going to handle that?
Well, I think what we'll be watching is his body language. How does he respond to the things that are being shouted at him inevitably from in the stands? How do his teammates respond to him? What's his relationship with them look like? Those are the things I think you want to see. And look, this is going to be a spotlight on Chad Kelly. Every move he makes, every time he makes a move with his body language, every time he looks down, every time he shows frustration, people are going to focus on this, and he's going to have to be able to deal with that over the next few weeks at very least.
This isn't over. Even now, there are going to be so many more questions about how Chad Kelly handles this situation going forward.